Hey guys, it's Liz of Consumed by Books, and I've got a book haul here for you. Most of the stuff I got this week I bought because there were some signings near me and gift editions, so I'll just get straight to it. I bought a copy of Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. I mentioned that I pre-ordered this one because the reviews of Daughter of Smoke and Bone were so fabulous. I just started reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and it's wonderful so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm thinking I'm going to dive straight into this one next and then get reviews of both up either late in November or early in December. So we'll see how that goes. Next up, the Get Real tour stopped near me. This is a tour that's hosted by Source Books and has a bunch of their authors, so I'll show you what I got there. I picked up The Liar Society and The Lies That Bind by Lisa and Laura Roker. I still haven't read these books, even though I actually met Lisa and Laura briefly at ALA as well. But they signed both of these for me, so I'm really looking forward to reading them. Basically, the premise of The Liar Society is that a girl, Kate, starts receiving emails from her dead best friend, and she has to figure out what's going on there. And I don't know much about The Lies That Bind. I haven't read the summary because I don't want to spoil myself. Next up, I met Miranda Keenely there. I brought my copy of Catching Jordan to be signed, so she signed that. This is about a girl who plays football and wants to play for a D1 school in college, and this also has some romance, which I like because when they talk about football, it is a lot of like the throwing and the plays and stuff. And Dairy Queen by Catherine Gilbert Murdoch is also about football, but that one partially kept me engaged because the character is a runner. So I really enjoyed reading this one and meeting Miranda. You'll be seeing a review of this up on the blog soon, by the way. I just haven't gotten around to writing it yet. And I also picked up her next book, Stealing Parker. This is about a softball player who kind of gets involved with an older coach at her school and a scandal revolving around that. So this ought to be a very interesting read. Also, I love how the inside of this paperback cover is done with a nice hot pink. I have an older edition of Catching Jordan, so it doesn't look like that, but it is quite nice. Next up, Jeff Herbach was at my stop because he is a Minnesota author, so I picked up a copy of Stupid Fast, which looks great. It's supposed to be really funny, and he signed that for me. This was actually the only copy that the store had in stock at the time. I'm not sure why, but the crowd wasn't very big because the signing was on election night, so. And then I met Janet Gertler, who wrote Who I Kissed and If I Tell, and I got both of these signed. I'm not actually sure what If I Tell is about. I just remember looking at the cover and thinking that it sounded so great that I had to get it. I know that Who I Kissed is about a girl who eats a peanut butter sandwich right before a party, and then she kisses a boy, and then the boy dies because he's allergic to peanut butter. So that's kind of an interesting premise. And that's everything that I got from that signing. I did go to one other signing, and it was someone very famous, namely John Barrowman. Oh yes. So John Barrowman and his sister Carol wrote a book called Hollow Earth. This is kind of a middle grade fantasy type of thing, and they signed it. For those who don't know, John Barrowman appears in some of season 2 of Doctor Who as Captain Jack. He's with an organization called Torchwood, and there's actually a spin-off series that stars him. I haven't seen most of Torchwood, mainly because I'm still only on season 2 of Doctor Who, and I'm trying to catch up and watch the rest. So, I'll be reading this book soon, and hopefully seeing more of John Barrowman in Torchwood when I eventually get to that. And then I bought some kind of special gift editions of books that I've been wanting. I got Great Expectations. This is by Charles Dickens. I have read this book twice, once in high school and then later in college. And I actually had a copy of this for a while, but then I didn't wind up keeping it. So I decided to get this nice Penguin cloth-bound hardcover. I do have some other cloth-bound hardcovers. I just love these editions. They're beautiful. And this is actually not a book, but I wanted to show you anyway. I figured since I was getting one Dickensian item, I might as well make it a theme, and also got The Muppet Christmas Carol. Because as we know, A Christmas Carol is originally by Charles Dickens, and here we have the Muppets interpretation of it. For those of you who don't know, I love the Muppets. The Muppet movie that came out last year is just one of my favorite things. So I'm excited to watch that this holiday season. Next up, A gift edition of Stardust by Neil Gaiman recently came out, so I got a copy of this. This is again a really nice cloth-bound edition with the beautiful gold on the cover. Stardust is one of my favorite books by Neil Gaiman. Actually, it is my favorite book by Neil Gaiman, and one of my favorites of all time, so obviously I was going to get this book. Some of the editions are signed. This one is not, because that would have been like $100. But I'm really excited to have this beautiful copy on my shelf, although I do also love the copy I have, which is right here, kind of hidden by my Sandman postcards. And lastly, I got a beautiful leather-bound edition of The Hobbit. This is obviously by J.R.R. Tolkien. As you all know, the movie of The Hobbit is coming out soon, and I actually have a paperback edition and a hardcover that's illustrated, but this book is very special to me. And I wanted to get a nice leather-bound edition, because I just really like leather-bound books. So I got this one. There's the pretty spine. I'll take it out. There's the beautiful cover. So I'm looking forward to having this beautiful book on my shelves. And there is also a leather-bound copy that has all 3 Lord of the Rings books in it that I'm really eyeing. But I might have to wait on that because it's a little bit more pricey. So that's everything that came in my mailbox this week. I want to hear about what you guys got. Please let me know in the comments and I will come and check it out. Happy reading!